Hi, so today we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting equations. We're going to be trying to solve them. When you're trying to solve an equation, whether it's adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, or even a two-step equation, your goal is to get the variable on one side of the equation all by itself. Therefore, you have to remove any other numbers or any other operation that is with that variable. And the way we get rid of that is by doing the opposite operation. Adding and subtracting are opposites, so you'll use those two things to undo one another. Multiplying and dividing are opposites, so again, you'll use those two operations to undo those. Let's take a couple examples. Example A and B is going to be using addition to solve the equation. So let's look at part A. It says to solve for x minus 2 equals 6. Well, we want to get x all by itself, so we need to get rid of the minus 2. The way we get rid of minus 2 is by doing the opposite, and the opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. That's what they're showing you right here. If I add negative 2 plus 2, that equals 0, so those are gone, leaving you with just x on one side of your equation, which is what your goal was. Then we also have to do it on the same side, because whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And 6 plus 2 is 8. So our solution is x equals 8. You can always check your work, and we really highly recommend you do that. In fact, there should be no reason why you ever get any question incorrect in solving equations. Let's take a look at letter B. Solve for 18 equals x minus 7. So again, we want to get x by itself, so I need to get rid of the minus 7. The opposite of minus 7 is plus 7, so I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Negative 7 plus 7 eliminates each other, leaving you with x on one side of your equation. 18 plus 7 is 25, so our solution is x equals 25. Let's take a look at where we're going to be using subtraction to solve. You go through the same process. Here we've got x plus 2 equals 9. We want to get rid of the plus 2. Well, the opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. Plus 2 minus 2 cancels each other out. 9 minus 2 is 7. So our solution is x equals 7. Let's try this last one before we get into doing them on our own. 26 equals 11 plus x. Well, I want to get rid of the 11. The opposite of 11 is minus 11. So 11 minus 11 is 0. It's gone. I've left x all by itself. 26 minus 11 is 15. So our solution is 15. Now it's our turn to some of them. Let's look at these first one, numbers 18, 19, and 20. I'm looking at all three of them, and they all start with subtraction. Remember, we do the opposite operation. In number 18, I'm trying to get rid of that minus 7. Well, the opposite of minus 7 is plus 7. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. Minus 7 plus 7 eliminates, and I'm left with y equals 10. Here I've got z minus 3 equals 13. I want to get rid of the minus 3. Well, the opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. My minus 3 plus 3 eliminates. I'm left with z on that side, and 13 plus 3 is 16. And the last one, I want to get rid of the 14, so I'm going to add 14 to both sides. Minus 14 plus 14 eliminates, and I'm left with just r. And 14 plus 8 is 22. We can also go back and check our work. Let's move on to 21, 22, and 23. I want to get p by itself, so I'm going to do the opposite of plus 5, which is minus 5. Plus 5 minus 5 cancels each other out, and I'm left with p. 8 minus 5 is 3, so p equals 3. K plus 6 equals 18. I want to get k by itself, so I'm going to subtract 6. I do the opposite operation. I've got k by itself. I'll subtract 18 minus 6, which is 12. And the last one, h plus 30 equals 64. I'm going to subtract 30. We do the opposite operation. My 30s eliminate, leaving me with h on one side. 64 minus 30 is 34. and we have solved all of our equations. Please go back and check your work. We didn't do that here because we were just pressed for time, but please go back and make sure that all your answers are reasonable and that they check out. Good luck.